Imagine this. There's a woman writing a letter to a magazine's advice column. Her husband is engrossed in a video game in the next room. She's frustrated and hurt because her husband rarely shows interest in being intimate with her. Their physical connection has dwindled, and when it does happen, she has to practically beg for it. In her letter, she confides that her husband's sexual interest has vanished over the last 7 years, and he attributes it to his age. She, on the other hand, blames herself and feels a heavy weight of rejection. She longs for emotional connection and intimacy, but struggles with feelings of isolation, boredom, and loneliness. She wonders if it's selfish to want sex with her husband. Many folks responded to her letter. Some said it wasn't just about her husband's age, but his self-esteem and emotional state. However, what if it was a simple case of diminishing desire? Does this happen more to men than women? Who has a stronger desire for sex in the natural world? What do we truly want sexually? These are the questions we're exploring today, diving into the world of sexual desire. Let's begin by demystifying the concept of a sex drive. It's like an invisible force that determines how much we want to be intimate with someone. We all have something called sex hormones, which play a role in how much we want sex. For example, certain medications can affect these hormones, like some antidepressants. But there's more to desire than just chemicals. There's also the psychological side, like when you feel a strong attraction to someone. When you're really attracted to someone, your desire can skyrocket. For women, their desire can kick into high gear just before they ovulate, when an egg is released from their ovaries. This drive starts when we're quite young, even before we fully understand what sex is. But when we hit puberty, our desire really takes off. Ask any teenage boy who's had to do his own laundry to hide certain discoveries from his mom. Boys usually get very interested in sex at around age 15. This is the time when even sitting on a vibrating bus can make their desires awaken. Before this age, both boys and girls might show some interest in the opposite sex, but it can be a bit vague. Some studies even found that around 25% of boys and girls as young as 11 or 12 reported that they think about sex. But once they hit their teenage years, something changes. It's during early adolescence that many boys start having sexual fantasies. What was once a fuzzy feeling about sex becomes something very real. Only around 10% of boys start masturbating at the age of 10, but by the time they're 11 or 12, it's about half of all boys. Most boys will do it when they reach 13 or 14, while hardly any girls do it before they're 13. From 13 to 14, only about 20% of girls will masturbate. These numbers can vary, but it's clear that boys hit the peak of their horniness at around age 15 because of their surging testosterone levels. Oh, and by the way, before we continue, if you're finding value with this video so far, hit the like button right now. And if you don't want to miss out on my next mind-blowing video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload it. And then, go to the comment section below and type, "I subscribe," and I'll personally welcome you to the family. And guess what? I've got a very special treat for you. A free ebook called The Female Mind Control Handbook. This book reveals the hidden secrets of how to get into any woman's brain and make her crazy for you, wanting you so badly, even if she already has a boyfriend. Just check the link below and it's all yours. With that said, let's continue. For women, it's a different story. Their sexual desire typically hits its peak in their 30s, while men's desire might start to decline in their 50s. Men often have a stronger start, but women catch up later. However, this difference can sometimes cause problems in relationships. It's a bit like finding a mountain of your favorite chocolate when you've lost your appetite because of a dental problem. But that doesn't mean that both men and women can't have a satisfying sex life well into their 70s or even 80s. In fact, studies have shown that a surprising 40% of adults aged 65 to 80 still have an active sex life, and more than half say that sex is important to their quality of life. Still, It's not unusual to encounter hurdles, like a demanding job or raising kids, which can impact your sex life. The desire is still there, but circumstances can get in the way. Plus, as we mentioned, men are more likely to engage in sexual activity as they get older than women. So, who has the stronger sex drive, men or women? You know that young guys tend to have a stronger desire for sex than young women. But what about adults like the couple at the beginning of our story? Surprisingly, in their case, it was the woman who had the stronger sex drive. But that's a bit unusual. Typically, men in their 50s don't experience such a dramatic drop in their desire. In fact, men of various ages, from late teens to their 60s, tend to think about sex about once a day, although it's not easy to measure. Men usually fantasize about sex more when they're young, but they keep having those fantasies even as they get older. Your grandpa is likely still looking at attractive young women and daydreaming about romantic encounters. Dr. Roy Baumeister, a social psychologist at Florida State University, has spent a lot of time studying the sex drive. He talked to a lot of people and found that men get sexually aroused much more spontaneously than women. He said, men want sex more often than women at the start of a relationship, in the middle of it, and after many years of it. This goes for heterosexual and homosexual men. He also found that men tend to have more sexual partners in their lifetime, and they are more open to casual sex. Women, on the other hand, focus more on having meaningful relationships, while men are generally more okay with one-night stands and casual encounters. We know it might sound a bit old-fashioned, but this is what researchers have found. It seems that men are just more straightforward when it comes to sex. They see someone attractive, and they wouldn't mind getting intimate with them. Women, on the other hand, often need more than just physical attraction to feel aroused. As another researcher put it, sexual desire in women is extremely sensitive to environment and context. This means women's desire can be influenced by various factors and isn't just about physical attraction. It's more complicated. In terms of sexual orientation, women tend to be more open to same-sex relationships, even if they don't necessarily act on those feelings. That's why more women identify as bisexual than men. So, in a nutshell, research suggests that men often have a stronger and more straightforward sex drive, while women's desire is more complex and influenced by various factors. It's not just about gender, it's about how we're wired and how we react to different situations. Understanding these differences can lead to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to download your free copy of my book in the description section or pinned comment below. You'll be amazed at what you see. And lastly, I strongly recommend you watch the videos in the playlist showing on your screen right now. These transformative videos have the potential to catapult you into the realm of dating mastery, turning you into a true champion overnight. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're yet to. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comment section below. See you in the next video.